Let's talk about it all calmly.
Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk About This Calmly with Leangie and Brandon. Woo!
Yes, we have returned and we're back.
It's been a lot of weeks. You guys would be thankful to know that we're recording on Brandon's phone this time, so my choppy editing won't be included in this.
I feel like you did a really good job. Don't beat yourself up for that. You did a really good job. I don't think they could tell.
That's what you were seeing off camera. That's what you were
That's
saying
crazy.
off camera.
Some things can stay off of the fucking cam.
How about you keep that same energy everywhere you go?
I do. I felt like I didn't say anything bad about your editing. Someone else did. And Brandon stood up for you like I always do.
Jasmine.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
see right there.
I'm
Shout out
a chatty patty.
to our consistent
Oh yeah.
watcher.
Let's not lose her, all right?
I'll be honest. Like I had a lot of people hit me up about how they watched it. Like Justin hit me up. He's like, I just watched your podcast about Kate Renata. He's like, you're right. The fucking album sucked. Blah blah. And then Kat came up to me at the party and she was like, I watched your podcast. And I'm like, do you watch it?
That's what's up, yo.
Yeah. People
Yo,
watch it.
we're growing, guys. We're growing. We're gonna keep watering this plant.
Tune in now because when we get, when we start
Yeah, don't hit us up.
hosting our little, what is it called? When we start hosting our live auditorium podcast.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be hitting up for us for free tickets. Not here.
When we're at Coney Island setting up shop, recording a live pod, don't ask us. Don't ask us for help.
Who did that?
I made it
The
up.
fuck?
I made it up. I made it up for them.
When we're on the Ferris wheel, everybody else is on it.
Holding on. And I'm
Look at this door, bro.
I-
How are we starting this?
No, we're here, baby. We here. We live.
Just
How
saying, like,
have you been? What's going on?
I've been
What's up?
good, I went to New Orleans.
I actually haven't seen you in a while. This is like
Yeah,
the
we
first.
haven't
Usually
seen
we be
each other.
acting like, oh my god, have you been? Because we always see each other. We didn't see each other in weeks.
Yeah, I went to New Orleans for a bit. For like a
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
For about 4 days, and it was just amazing. Best, the polar opposite of the fucking Puerto Rico trip. Not shitting on Puerto Rico.
The trip from death.
Because I'm honestly thinking I'm gonna go back and maybe like
Change the group. Yep. Got
No.
it. Got it. It's fine. Change. Got it.
just like do different things, and I don't because I don't.
Well,
wanna
also
shit.
you thought you were like in one place, but you were somewhere else. You want to go to the right place. And shit.
Like I like everybody that was coming back from there. Like I've seen a lot of videos, and people have like a really really good time, and like I just want to go back and have a good time.
Yeah.
But I also want to go to like somewhere tropical. I haven't been anywhere tropical since like the last time I went to DR, so I'm ready to do that. And I'm just jealous. Everybody's been.
Need some trees and shit.
But yes, New Orleans was really nice. It's very cultural. Like I really enjoyed seeing everything. Like I did a lot of touristy stuff. Like I went to like the Mardi Gras Museum, and we went to Bourbon Street and all this other stuff. And I was just like, wow, this is just amazing. The food was amazing. The people were really friendly. Bourbon Street is like that, like 24/7. I'm just like, how do you not get tired of sleeping? How do you not get tired of partying? And then our Uber driver was like, she was like, oh, where you're from? All the Uber drivers asked us that, but we were like, oh, New York City. And she was like, oh, you guys can't buy liquor everywhere there. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Anywhere, right?
But apparently in New Orleans, you could buy liquor at the grocery store, at the Walgreens, anywhere you want to buy liquor, you could buy it.
Is that considered the South?
Yeah.
I think that's a Southern thing. Cause like North Carolina, anywhere you go, there's some bottles in that bitch.
We went to like this hood spot. It's called Little Dizzy's. I don't know if it's a hood spot. I wouldn't know what a hood is, but the way the waitress warned us,
It was like, hey,
gave us,
you need to leave after you
she
get
was
this
like, where
meeting.
y'all from? And we were like, oh, New York. She's like, y'all need to get out of here. Y'all done with this food. I'm like, oh my god. But it was so good. It was like we had collard greens and mac and cheese and chicken and fried chicken, and it was just like really delicious. The highlight of my trip.
That's pretty dope.
That and little.
I saw you holding a little alligator, a little.
Oh my god, yes.
crocodile
We went
thing.
to a swamp. And it was just really like gorgeous. And like you saw the alligators. They kept feeding them marshmallows. I'm like, this can't be
Marshmallows?
good. Yes, this can be good for them for the long run, but this is not my business,
Yeah.
But the guy that was giving us a tour was just explaining how Katrina for them wasn't as bad as Ida was, and how Katrina was only bad because the dam broke.
So
Remember
water was coming in.
what's it called? What the fuck is the word for it?
Jesus Christ, here we go.
Something broke, and it wasn't. I don't know if it was considered.
Let's move. Yeah.
Anyways, And that's why everything flooded. But Ida flooded like just because it was such a bad storm. And he was like that it picked up a bunch of land and moved it elsewhere. And he's like that land keeps eroding because of these hurricanes. And then he's like, in a few years, like this area where I live is not going to exist anymore. It's just going to be the Gulf of Mexico.
That's tragic.
And he was like crying. I was like,
well, I mean, that's fucked up though.
Yeah.
Did you start crying too?
No, but I was
Did you
really
walk away
touched
like,
by him. No, it was far away from me when he was crying, but I just felt bad because he was like showing us, you know, making a lot of jokes.
Oh, the guy doing the tour.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god, you didn't give him a little hug. Nobody went up there to hug him.
Everybody was giving him tips, but I said, you know what?
I'm gonna keep my money to
These people
myself.
got you. There's so many of them.
Leangie, you can't do that.
I didn't have cash.
You can't do that. Yeah, you did. That's crazy. But that sounds like a really great trip.
No, it was really fun. You went.
I also went on the trip. Hence the tan. Give it a dark skin beat. I was in Jamaica, Madonna yard, you know. It was really cool.
You were not in the yard though.
I wasn't. I was in the resort. But if it was really giving Jamaica, me and my mother made a conscious effort to go and be like actually friendly to everyone and like talk to everybody, exchange names, shit like that, which was difficult for us. But we did the best we could.
That's
you know?
when your mom was shy. That's cute.
Yeah, she be talking a lot, but we don't want to talk to everybody. We're very moody, you know. My niece was there, so she had a really good time. It was her second time on a plane, but she was excited.
Last time was with you as well.
Yeah, gotta get this girl out the sticks, you know.
No.
But yeah, it was really cool. It was really relaxing. We were there, you know, not here, I guess. So great times. I feel like we ate a lot of good food. I was constantly drinking. I don't know if y'all can see, got a tooth gem. That's how much I was drinking, y'all. You feel me? But yeah, other than that, like, and I think this happens sometimes where like you have such a good time. It's like, all right, cool. Back to New York, back to, you know, usually I'd be sad about it, like, damn, when we gotta want to stay here. This time I'm like, cool, let's go back to New York, get back to the, you know what I mean? You feel me? Also, like, I usually go right to work after the trip.
Yeah.
I have an extra day off, so that's cool.
Woo!
Which is, but what a fucking misery of a night when I got back to New York. Like, flight was decent, got off, took forever to get out that airport. Took forever to do anything. I got here at 9:30. I got home at 12:30. 12:30?
I'm so sorry.
12:30?
That sucks.
And then I gotta be up 6 a.m. to come record for y'all. So I'm gonna need y'all to tap that like button, subscribe.
Please.
Because what the fuck?
You was not up no 6 a.m.
It's 6:30. I'm here to work. But that's where we've been, you know, and now we're back for you guys. Last time we saw you guys, we were in a fucking park, I think. Is that the last time we recorded? The day we went to the park?
Oh yeah. I was like, I
Yeah.
had braids in.
What a great time in
It
the
was a
park.
good time.
We had such a great time in the park.
Yeah, why do you keep saying it like that? We had a good time at the park. Yeah, we had a good time. We wanted to go to Smorgasbord. We just ended up getting what do you call pies?
Peppers.
And we had some jerk chicken, although it seems like they changed their recipe up a bit, or somebody else cooking it back there or whatever. But we ate that shit up.
I also didn't like that the guy there was like didn't seem Jamaican enough for me. Like he was like, "What kind of chicken you guys want?" All right, cool.
Yeah,
Like from
OD
Brooklyn.
good
I
customer
need,
service. Like,
I need Jamaicans back there sweating, just hands on the chicken, sweaty, chopping shit up. You know.
but it was cool. It was nice. It was like a bunch of friends drinking, and then we went over to another bar and we kept drinking, and I blacked out. I don't remember any of it. Nobody told me I was acting crazy, so not sorry.
That's
about
usually the barometer of like my night. Like if it's not like, oh, Brandon, you did this. It's all right, cool. I don't need to hear about it then,
Yeah,
because
who cares?
I don't need to hear about it.
it. Seems like she was on autopilot, but good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yo, I mean, we were just talking about you heard me? We were just talking about Katrina dying, but maybe she's just changed.
Maybe she's just mature.
Changed her ways, you know.
Maybe Katrina's like, I'm 30 now. I can't be. doing
Yeah,
all
I
this.
can't be doing all that. The 28, 29-year-old
God
shit.
forbid I break an ankle or something.
Or break
Christ.
someone else's ankle.
My hip.
Wake up.
God, I really want to talk about the Spider-Verse. I'm so sad I didn't go with you.
No, you're not. You're not sad. You didn't go.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
sad. You're not sad.
You-
And to my fucking surprise, I'm about to take a trip, missing my friends, and my friends went out without me. Didn't say a fucking word.
Brandon.
That shit is crazy.
We asked Brandon. Oh, I asked Brandon a week before, like, hey, let's hang out Thursday. You said.
Okay. But
You want me to look it up?
continue the story.
You want me to look
I think
it
that's
up?
cap. Continue the story. We're on Nationwide
I
broadcast.
asked Brandon if he was free Thursday to hang out. before he left to Jamaica, which he apparently doesn't care if he sees me before anymore. Who cares? What was he gonna say? So I hit him up and I'm like, oh, let's hang out Thursday. He said I have to go pick up my niece from Virginia.
True.
He said I'm actually really busy the next couple of weeks, so.
Couple of weeks go crazy because I was going to Jamaica the next week. I did say that we did pick baby girl up, but I was free that night. I was free.
I did not know that. You should have
Well, you
said
didn't
that.
ask. Why you didn't ask?
You should have said that.
Talking about I wish I saw it with you. You didn't. You didn't wish. But how was it though?
I'm not saying I wish you had
How was
seen
it though?
I wish you had seen it. It was so good. It was such a good movie. Like the people that make the Spider-Verse movies like really, really care about. Have you seen the first one? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you and Kiara are on the same boat then. So the people that make the Spider-Verse movies like really seem to care about that character and the storyline so much. Like I've never seen such a storyline like work so well. Like it's kind of like a similar story stuff. It's kind of like a similar thing like as Spider-Man 3.
Okay,
where it's just like it has to do with the multiverse and
yeah.
stuff, but that's like the whole theme of like Miles Morales' thing. It's like multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it was just the intricacy of like the villain is introduced as like this goofy villain. Like you think it's gonna be one of those things where it's like one and done. He's gonna be done with him and then go on about his business. But slowly as the story like progresses, like he becomes a bigger bad because he like becomes like vengeful and like wants to show people that he's more than just a little shitty villain, a villain of the week or whatever. And just the different characters, like how they treat Miles Morales and like him growing up and like these superpowers, his family, the fact that he's like Afro-Latino and all this other stuff. I was just like,
I didn't even
wow,
know he was Afro-Latino.
I am floored. Yeah, his mom is Puerto Rican, his dad is like African American. So like,
fire.
But it's like there's just
Afro-Latino.
stop. There's just this part of the movie that I just think it's so.
If you start crying right now, I'm walking out.
No, it's no tears. First of all, a bunch of different Spider-Mans are in it, and like there's like this basically like this thing of Spider-Mans that like can like go through different like multiverses. Stop.
Okay.
But like there's a part where they're like chasing Miles Morales, and it's like all the Spider-Mans from all over the world. So you see like Spider-Man the ice cream, like a little lollipop thing. You see plushy Spider-Man. It's like a little. And he's like going hard trying to get like Miles. I don't know.
So kind of like that part in the Thor movie where it's all like the gods.
Yeah. It's really cool. And then my favorite part was the ending where it was like no spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Skip ahead, guys. Skip ahead.
So like
I can't skip again. I'm just gonna hear the spoiler thing so much.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Nah, fuck it. You already started. Go ahead.
But there's a part where he like comes in contact with like another version of himself, and this version of himself like didn't grow up with his father. So like when he says Miles Morales, he says it like Miles Morales because he's
Spanish.
been raised by his mother, not like both his parents.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was such a good attention to detail. Like, of course, this kid is from another
Puerto Ricans don't even talk like that though.
Okay,
so what are we talking about?
But I just think that that's a really good attention to detail, and it's a different guy doing the voice for him, and it's the kid from When They See Us, the Spanish one.
Yeah. Nah, I got him. I'm rocking.
Well, he's in it. He's the one that's voicing the more Hispanic.
The guy who's gonna be the giant in that show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, like amazing. That shit ended on a cliffhanger though. That shit pissed me off.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people was mad about
that. That shit was so out of nowhere. You were not expecting it, and I was just like, this is annoying.
But that's good though. If what you expect to happen is trash. Like,
yeah. But you know what? I've noticed that about like superhero things. Like if it's an animated movie, I guess because you have more freedom, more leeway for things.
Yeah.
Like I think the storylines are always way better. Like the DC movies, the cartoon ones are always fire.
Because it kind of doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have. You don't have to have like.
Big budgets and everything like that. But it's just like they're always so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of DCU, let's talk about it. The end of it.
Okay.
Finally, like I'm over that shit.
Damn, what the fuck? Why is the end of it? Because they're like scrapping that shit?
Well, The Flash was the end of it. The reason I didn't watch The Flash. I don't know what the fuck happened in that movie.
It looks mad fire. I want to go see it.
Let's go see it.
Okay.
I'm down.
Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
What was I gonna say? So stop it. Stop making faces.
What the fuck?
I saw it.
Come on.
The whole point of The Flash is like the storyline is it's called something 52. I forgot what it was.
52?
I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it's something 52.
B-52s.
No, it's something else. It's like it was like a point in the DC comics where they restarted everything so that they could introduce new characters, new storylines, stuff like that. Like with their old characters, like everything was just fresh. So basically, they did the same thing because B-52 started with Flashpoint, where the Flash goes back in time, saves his mother, and then it just fucks up the universe. So he has to go back and fix everything, and then that still changes everything, but back to the good way it was. But that's the whole point of the Flash movie, is so that they could scrap everything and start again.
Okay.
Because God knows they're not going to use that guy to be the Flash anymore.
Yeah, I think you were right because they spent so much time doing the movie. They're like, yo, we're gonna recoup some of this bread and then adios.
But yeah, we're getting a new Superman, new fucking Wonder Woman, new Batman, new everything.
I hate that we're getting a new Batman because I thought Robert Pattinson did such a great job. Or was that not a part of DCU?
I don't think that one's part of DCU.
Because Ben Affleck is the DCU one.
Because the new Batman movie that's coming out, I'm like, there's just too many at this point. The new Batman movie that's coming out, it's being directed by the same guy that directed The Flash, but it has nothing to do with Robert Pattinson's. But Robert Pattinson's movie does have a sequel.
But so are they going to stop doing a sequel, or are they still going to do it?
Because I don't think his Batman is directly connected to that franchise.
So it'll be called something else, kind of like what the
I think his Batman is more connected to the Joker, which is also not connected to the DCU. So
what the fuck is the DCU Batman going to be doing?
I don't know.
See, now I'm a little confused now, but I get it. I think pick a Batman, pick a K.
That's what I'm saying. Like even Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad to me is nowhere near connected to the Wonder Woman, all that stuff. But they're all part of the same universe. I'm like, when were you guys going to tie that together? I think maybe that is right to start it over then. Because I think that's where they're fucking up. Like nothing really matters. I think the problem was that they started they started with all the characters. Instead of like starting they started with Superman, maybe a Batman movie, a Wonder Woman movie. Then create a situation where they all needed to work together because that's how they did it in Marvel, and that worked really well.
But they're also not going to do the same thing that Marvel did.
Yeah, but it's just like clearly.
You mean like because they rushed like the Justice League, they did like Batman and Superman and shit like that?
To me personally, like the DC superheroes are more iconic than the ones that we've seen.
I think in history, but because of the fucking MCU. Nobody gives a fuck about these DC characters.
That shit is crazy.
Like, which is actually crazy because growing up, I didn't give a fuck about Iron Man.
I didn't even know the fuck
Thor,
Iron Man was.
Like
Thor,
what?
Captain Marvel.
Those guys have a place in my heart.
Oh my god, OD! I haven't heard of literally all the characters that are in the MCU right now were people I've never even heard of. I think the most famous ones were Spider-Man and the Hulk.
Yeah.
That I know,
to me, Spider-Man and X-Men was who I knew from.
Yeah, Spider-Man, X-Men, and the Hulk are the ones that I knew from the MCU, and
I think it's cool to learn the characters. Though.
Yeah, and the Fantastic Four. But I think it's cool now that all those characters are being introduced. I just want them to keep doing a good job of it because I don't want them to fuck shit up. Like that would make me satisfied. Which
is close because even looking at the movies we recently just saw, we watched that Thor movie that was, we watched Ant-Man Quantumania, which I watched again on the plane. It ain't that bad. Let's relax, But then we also watched Guardians of the Galaxy. That was really really cool. So I think, I think they can't fuck it up at this point. They can't.
I think that what was wrong with Quantumania is it was just the ending, I think. What was I going to say? But as I was saying about Spider-Verse, what's also really good about it is just every time they release a movie, there's always this long ass soundtrack that goes with it.
Yeah.
And I love that how music is so connected to the film because he is a black boy in New York City. Of course, he's really into music and into all this other stuff. So I love how they incorporated it, and that just leads us to all the new music that's been coming out.
Because Metro Boomin did that soundtrack.
He also had a cameo in it.
Yeah, so I picked that too as one line.
They gave him a line and everything. I was I didn't even notice that shit.
That's dope. And I think I don't want to say it's coming back, but I think soundtracks are now again important. Where even from the first Black Panther when Kendrick Lamar did that whole thing. And then the last Black Panther, I think somebody else did that one too. I think this is cool that Metro Boomin was trusted to do it and made a fucking album.
That's such a good take actually. I feel growing up, I feel like soundtracks were so much bigger than they are now. I remember I used to go watch a movie. Yes, I saw the movie, but would also be damn, that song's fire. That goes with this scene, all this other stuff. I remember when I was younger, at one point, I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be the person that would put a song to the scene.
That's
I don't
fire,
even
though.
know what kind of career path that
That's
was.
fire, though.
But that was like
Cause that
sounds cool.
explains a lot in the movie. Like when you hearing like certain like sonics behind the fucking shit.
Yeah.
That adds the emotion.
Yeah.
You know. So I fuck with that too. Cause there used to be hits off of the soundtrack.
You know what?
You good? Yo, it's been a while, y'all. Say not too much. On us.
Have you watched like a lot of like 90s rom-coms?
Yeah.
You know that like
I love rom-coms.
you know that one song, Kiss Me Down by the Window.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that
But
song.
I was just
before.
like, that song is so famous and like so like, how do you call it? Synonymous with like 90s rom-coms to me.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's how soundtrack should work.
Yeah,
like,
there was some fire shit off the soundtrack.
yeah, like I was watching 10 Things I Hate About You, and I played this one song that I remember from this one scene like a million times the other day. It was so good. Music is so amazing.
Music is the
And
cornerstone
I'm
of
so
our
happy
hearts.
We have so much of it.
Yo,
to
because a
talk about.
lot of shit dropped, like a whole lot of shit dropped. I'm gonna start with my faves, and then because we got some fire albums.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start with Janelle Monae.
Okay.
I'm starting. Oh, did you listen to it?
Not that one. Mike, I went down the list you gave me and I watched all and I listened to all of it.
That's probably the best one.
Stop!
That's crazy.
Yo, pause and let's listen to
Nah, that's fast. I'll give us an in-depth.
Brandon's gonna have to give you guys an in-depth one because I did not listen
And
to
I'll start it off.
But it does seem very like reggae influenced.
It was very like cultural. I'm not gonna say Jamaican, like, but cultural. We saw the video for Lipstick Lover, which I loved, you know. And that's like kind of what the album is. It's like sexier. It's more grown up, but also almost sounds like a playlist. Like as you listen through the songs, they are cohesive, but it almost seems like kind of how that Drake More Life was, where it's like a lot of different type of shit on there. Like it's like a playlist, and I fucked with it. I think she had really good like interludes in between certain things. Like Grace Jones was on an interlude.
Oh, that's
fucking
cool.
Sister Nancy from Jamaica was on an interlude. I think that shit is fire.
Yeah.
She didn't have a lot of features, but a lot of the songs like Water Slide, where she's talking about if she could fuck, if she could fuck herself, she would, shit like that. That song sounds fire. The last song on the shit, A Dry Red, fire. Like she has some shit on this album, and I really need you to go listen to it.
Okay.
But yeah, I fuck with it. I think I like how when people drop a single, and the single like kind of just shows you what the direction the album's gonna be. That's how I felt about this. Like that shit kind of got me prepared for what I was about to listen to. You know.
I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
No,
I wish I had listened to it. I forgot
Such
about
a
it.
hater. What did you listen to then?
I listened to everything else, literally.
All right, so who else dropped? We got.
Okay. Well, no, I want to talk about Janelle Monae a bit more.
Okay, yeah.
I'll be honest, like her music's always been girl music. It's just like different, kind of like. There was this.
I feel like there was a change when she went to grown.
There was a beginning at the beginning of her career. She was very affiliated with Big Boy and Andre 3000, and that was like the sounds that they were making at the time, like very like. You know that one song?
On the tightrope.
But her music was always grown. It was just like different, like.
You know who I miss?
Who?
Jadena. Why Jadena on this album?
Yeah, same.
Remember she started like a little little thing with him.
Everybody looked like Friendsworth Bentley and shit. Yes.
No,
with their little suits and their little.
No, but him, the two girls that were singing, the two guys that were singing, Deep Cotton. I forgot their name. I think they still do music. I don't forget their name. But Deep Cotton, I really fuck with them. But where they at? It's like now she got her titties out. She don't need y'all. She got her titties. She got titties, and I love it.
I love her revolution music, like how her sounds changes per project, because she has changed a couple times. My favorite were the robot ones, like
Oh my god, I know the name of the album when she's like it's her face, but like she has. I fuck with that album.
Yeah, that album's really good. The song that she has with Miguel, I think. Wait, no, that's not the one I'm talking about. Then you're not talking about that one. I know which one you're talking about. But there's so many like good songs that I remember, and I listen to them all the time still.
She's a really good artist.
Oh, Maker, Neon Valley Street. There's another one that's on the one where she's like a bunch of Janelle Monae's on the cover. That's the one with Miguel on this. I just think she's great. I think she's a beautiful voice, and I think she's really good about like making different sounding music. And she was on Knives Out too, so.
And she did a phenomenal job on that shit too.
Range.
And then I like that. I don't want to say we're leaning into a more reggae direction, but like we spoke about last episode with Victoria Monet and her what is it? What's the name of that song? Party Girls,
Party
right?
Girls.
But she just dropped another song too. That wasn't as reggae based, but that was me.
Oh, My Mama.
Yeah, how was that one for you?
I didn't like it too much. I didn't like the sample. I don't like the sample, but I do like. It's very reminiscent of like disco. Well, not disco, but like rollerblading. Sorry, my bad. Like I can see people like rollerblading to this and like really like enjoying it. Like it's a really funky song. I fuck with it. I fuck with anything Victoria Monet does. I'm gonna be honest.
See,
I love that bitch.
I do as well, but I'm trying to separate myself from just fucking with people with the music because I fuck with the person. This song wasn't it for me.
Well, I'm not saying I fuck with her. I'm saying I fuck with all her music. Most of the music she's put out.
I got you. But I'm saying like, what I'm saying is like, let's say like I used to fuck with Tyga. Like, I used to like Tyga back in the day. So whenever Tyga drops something, I would act like I like it because it's Tyga.
I didn't know that about him.
Anyway, so
I didn't know that about him at all.
But shout out to Victoria Monet with Mama. But back to that reggae influence, or really Afrobeat. Now I'm thinking about it. J. Hus and Drake. Who told you Batman don't dance?
You know what I feel like? I feel like music is moving to a place where people are like wanting to dance again, type of thing.
Well, all right. Let me ask you a question. Who you think started that?
Who? What do you mean by that?
Who you think started that?
I don't know.
Because y'all killed this album, but Drake gave you. Never mind. What?
That was about. I fucking love that album. Are you crazy?
A lot of people did not fuck with that album.
I love that. I love all the shit coming out. I'm feeling into it. I'm excited. That's why I'm excited to go to the Brooklyn Museum later because I want to I want to dance.
But that song with him and J. Hus, I really fuck with. People were shitting on Drake's verse, saying that it fucked the song up. But I really like that verse. I like that part. But also, I really like Drake, so maybe that's why. But I fuck with that verse.
I also like J. Hus's verse. I've never heard of his ass before, and
I'm ready to pelt waist.
It's lit. Like, I want to be outside this summer dancing. Let's all dance. People don't be dancing anymore. And that's why I want to go to more Untoo's music shit because I want to dance apart from dubbing. Like it can't all be dubbing.
Now I'm trying to catch a dub too, but I do want to throw one of these.
Yeah, I want to.
Like that gif of what's that guy's name that would walk through the party like this?
Yeah.
I want to do more of that, you know?
Yeah. But I think we need to move more than our fucking waistline, like.
Yeah, some of y'all
can't
move
more than our fucking waistline.
Some of y'all not on the waist, you can't move the waist.
Okay.
All right, relax.
Let me see if I can translate that. Say it again.
Say it slower. Who else dropped? I'm ready to talk about more music. Who else dropped?
Fuck!
A lot of R&B. A lot of R&B dropped. We had Kiana Lede.
Have you ever heard of her before? I was like listening to her shit and I was like, damn, bitch, you got mad music.
She was featured on Lucky Days Table for Two album.
Okay.
Lucky Days also on this album too.
Okay.
And I fuck with her. I like the album. But I gotta be honest. Listening to it, I like that first track, and they was like, "Yo, if you listening, shit's about to get toxic, right?" I'm like, "Okay." So a couple songs in, I'm realizing that you're just a side bitch. Like that's what it was giving, just like side bitch energy. Oh, go fuck you want as long as you come back home. Like that type of energy. I was like. And then around track 7 to fucking however much was on there, it just was like a blur now. It stopped sounding like a unique artist. And it started sounding like another fucking R&B, like just different R&B songs. Yeah. And I wasn't really rocking with that.
I really liked the first song. The first song really like
got you going.
Got me going because I'm like, oh, this sounds really cool. It reminded me of like, you know that first Solange album, like the one where she's like, yeah, that's what it reminded me of. But then it got real Summer Walky, and I'm like, I love me Summer Walker, but I was just like, this just sounds like a lot of other R&B songs that people are putting out, and I feel like I've heard all these songs already, and there's no reason for me to hear it again. So I very much gave up after the 10th song, but I like the first couple of songs.
And how ironic that Ella May, who is also just a regular R&B artist, was also.
That's what she fucking sounds like.
If you listen to that song, they sound very similar.
They sound so much alike. I was like, oh, okay. And then the other artist.
Oh, Ombre with the EP.
Yes, that was with the EP. I love me an EP. I feel like all artists should do 8 songs.
Yeah.
Like,
give us something.
I would be so much happier if y'all would, because like, why did that girl? What was
have 19 songs in that album?
17
songs.
True.
That's true.
Who are you?
But nah, don't do that. Because the thing is,
now she probably has fans and shit.
And it's an album.
I can't shit on
Don't do that to her. She wants to put her album on. But Ombre, how you feel about the EP?
Also,
she hates it.
No, I didn't hate it. I liked a lot of the songs. I feel like a lot of her. It was like 5 songs or so.
6, I think.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of them had different sounds to them. Like I like an artist that can like give you something different sometimes, but also it just sounds like a lot of R&B that's out right now. Sometimes I feel like when I was listening to her songs, I heard like Sid sometimes, like they kind of that type of similar voice, and then other times I feel like her song sounded like her.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
To be honest, I didn't listen to it, but
just sent it to me. Wonderful.
Take your word for it. But another thing about that though, which
you sounded so professional. I'll take your word for it.
What I think we should think about is a lot of these R&B artists don't be writing their music. So like, let's say you get a reference track from somebody, a lot of artists can change and make it theirs. Make it theirs. Wow. Maybe they can't. So you're still hearing aspects of other artists. Like maybe someone else wrote some of these songs. Yeah, because Kiana Lady, I was like, the ones that on the track were producers. Whole entire album. See, like that's how I felt about what's her name's album. What's Shorty, the twin, the sister? Chloe. Yeah, like I felt like you ain't write all this. Like you.
Which sucks because she is a writer and a producer. So you.
But when you trying to hit it, when you trying to make. What am I saying? When you trying to catch one,
you glitched.
I was blinking my hips. When you trying to catch one, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? But it affects another album that dropped. I really fuck with another R&B songstress. Don't know how to pronounce this name. Could be Amaray, I'm not sure. But I fuck with her album. It's another one that had like a decent amount of songs, but it's also really short. So it's like really short songs, which is better for my attention span. But I liked it. Her voice gets a little annoying after a while, but I fucked with it. And she was featured on Janelle Monae's album as well. So
that's cool. Was that why you decided to listen to it?
No, I went to the browse option on Apple Music. That's how I saw that someone else dropped who we're about to discuss. And I saw her and I was like, oh shit. That's why I saw all them bitches I just sent you. I was like, oh shit, she dropped too? That's the news of all this.
Yeah, we should probably look more into like the new music tab on. Well, at least I'm gonna start looking more at the new music tab on Apple Music. Cause like
that's how you hear these singles and shit too.
Yeah. Cause I want to listen to new shit anyways. I feel like I've exhausted the music that I have. Like I'm mostly only listening to Laufey, which nobody knows who I'm talking about every time I bring her up. But that bitch sold out all her concerts, so I struggled
2,000 seaters, please.
All right, I struggled to find
like tickets,
but I got them and I'm going. So
also, tickets are just aggressive right now. Ticket prices. Speaking of ticket prices, did you get your tickets for who was it?
Don Toliver.
Don Toliver. Okay.
I did. I also sent them to Janet.
We will be there for someone else dropped.
Oh, I also got tickets for somebody else.
Someone else dropped, who I'm very excited about.
You don't want to know who I'm getting tickets for?
Can we record or no? Can we record?
I didn't get tickets. I was just trying to be a bitch. Go. Oh my gosh, should we get tickets to Daniel Caesar?
Someone else dropped, who I'm very excited about. And that's King Cruel.
Brandon loves King Cruel.
I do, and this is one of those moments where I gotta just stop fucking with albums because I fuck with the person. I'm not saying this is a bad album. Fuck with a lot of songs on the album. It was cool. It's a quick listen, great. But my guy, why does it have to be this sad all the time?
So depressing. I was listening to it and I was just like, damn.
Like usually I like that shit. Sidebar. A lot of times I listen to sad or depressing music. Puts me in a better mood. Don't know why. Hearing other people's sadness. But this one I was like, all right, my brother, like come on.
I think sad music goes harder when you're sad, and then it like gets you out of the situation when you're sad. But when you're like in good spirits and listening to sad music, it just doesn't bang as much.
Not bang as much.
Anyways, I did like the album. I didn't hate it. I liked the spontaneous use of live instruments that would just pop out of fucking nowhere. I loved the random saxophone he would just throw in any fucking song.
I think that was like what was fire though,
all of a sudden
how it
jazz.
sounded was cool. But like listening to, I don't know what the nigga was talking about half the time. I'm just like,
yeah, a lot of his lyrics were very random, but I'm just like, maybe that's the appeal of it. A lot of people,
but I'm sure
fucking with it.
If I keep listening, I'll learn exactly what we're talking about.
No,
show us about y'all dirty hoes.
I feel like all albums deserve more than a couple listens, because then that's when you'll understand. I don't know.
Not all albums. Not all of them. Not all of them.
Like who, for example?
Like Moneybagg Yo, for instance. I think.
You know what? I feel like I manifested that album, because last time we were talking about like, how I love like.
We knew he had an album. His single was out. Maybe his single was out.
I still think I manifested it. I was like, whoa, it's for me. But no, I fuck with him. But but yeah, you're right. This album wasn't really like.
But also, I'm not gonna take nothing away from his album. I think it was cool, but like, I'm not about to go play that shit again. It's felt the same way about Lil Durk's album. Like, it was cool. I'm not gonna go run that one back. You know.
You know, what I do like about Lil Durk though. He sings a lot. It seems. Is that what it is? Is that what he's doing? He's singing.
I mean, he does like a little melodic thing, but you like
I like
that?
I like that. I also don't listen to Lil Durk. Just like I don't listen to Gunna, who also dropped the fucking album.
Ooh.
But you really enjoyed the album.
Hey, hold on. Let's introduce this right. You know, guys. Hey, street niggers.
Did you just say that with a hard R?
I did say it with a hard R. I understand that we're disowning him as of right now.
I did it.
I have no idea what's happening in Atlanta. I only know the music. And this fella came back with some heat, y'all. Came back with some heat. And I will say, and I will say that like no one promoted this album. Not one artist put this shit up. He don't got not one feature on here. He had like one producer that produced like 8 of these songs. But when I tell you, I almost feel like he made a conscious effort to be like, look, I don't need any of y'all. And he dropped some shit that's fire. Like, he talked about some real shit that's going on, like currently. Talked about him never selling his mans out. He's still doing it for Jeff. He said a lot of things. Also said, keep playing with my name. You feel me? You know what I mean? And I think he was saying that to Dirk. I don't know. Lil Durk did the interview with Academics, called him a rat. You're not gonna play with Gunna. Gunna's showing you that he's better than y'all.
I also like how like the internet keeps supporting him regardless, because there was mad memes where it was like somebody was like, I'll never listen to a rat, and now people were like holding rats by their ears and shit like that. It's like, fuck it, it's music, and you and you like, I don't know, I feel like you can't judge somebody in that situation unless you're in that fucking situation. Like, I'm never gonna put anything past anybody, like.
But we also don't know the situation. Like, we don't
absolutely
actually know what happened.
I cannot tell you. I don't understand anything that's going on in that fucking trial. I don't know any of the 50 dudes that are in fucking all that situation.
What's a Rico?
That's what
Who's
I'm saying.
Rico?
No, somebody had to explain Rico to me. I'm pretty sure it was you.
Maybe.
I did not understand what any of it meant, and I was just like, this is just silly. Stop snitching on yourselves on these fucking songs.
What I think for music lovers, if y'all could look past all the shit that Kanye did and still listen to him, y'all should be able to listen to Gunna. Like, it's not that deep. It's not like Tekashi who 6ix9ine dropped shit. It wasn't good to begin with. Who the fuck cares? Like, Gunna gave y'all fucking smashes. We talked about Pussy Power. We talked about Pusha P. We talked about all this.
Oh my god, Pusha P. Wait, no, it was Pussy Power that I liked.
Yeah, he don't just forget how to make music. Then came back and still slapping shit.
Gave you some heat. And you know what's so crazy about those situations, those trials? It's like some of it is so circumstantial. Like some of it isn't even like used in court. Like that YNM Melly guy, what the fuck is his name? I don't know what he's affiliated with. Apparently he's on trial right now, and none of the evidence that the prosecutor is bringing up is like can be held in court.
Yeah,
so all of it is getting thrown out. So that boy was in that jail cell all these years, and he might get acquitted. And it's just like
that's tricky though. That's tricky because the thing is,
well, he definitely killed his best friend.
Well, we don't know allegedly. But if he did, the prosecutors ain't doing a good job to get this nigga locked up. Like, there's so much like there's so many things that can be like, well, maybe not, or maybe this. There's a word for this I can't really think of right now. That you're supposed to be able to reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta let niggas know.
Like circumstantial.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like they don't. And I caught like a few clips of what was being said and shit like that. They're trying to almost force somebody to say something, like to pick a side. I think it was like somebody they brought on the stand. I think it was somebody's mother or some shit like that. And she just didn't stick to something she said in 2018. So they were like, what the fuck? So the defense is like, yo, they can't do that. And try to force her to say some shit.
See, shit like that be pissing me off because it's just, of course I'm not going to remember something I said in fucking 2018 now in 2023.
And
that's
all
just
that
how memory
all
works.
that shit's going down. Like, I'm not going to remember that. But then also, like, they go so hard to prove their point, so hard to drive some shit home, that now it's like, you're also fucking the trial up. And now you about to fuck your whole shit up. And now I'm going to go home. And I'm going to kill some more niggas.
Oh my
I'm gonna
goodness.
kill some more niggas. Allegedly.
Speaking of men on trial that did a crime, Tory Lanez. Let's talk about it. He dropped a song on the sneak
I don't think that's true.
On the
I don't think
sneak.
that's true. I think the Tory Lanez dropped an album that was supposed to be like 70s prom based or like 80s prom based. And this is a song from that album, I think. And we all just are getting around to it late. But apparently nobody knew it was him. And they have been supporting this song.
The song has gone viral on fucking TikTok. Just like the baby song that's been going on. But
Hey, that sounds good though.
But that baby song, it was so funny because I remember when it first dropped on TikTok, somebody was like, "Oh, he's trying to make a TikTok song." And what? The reason I am now like in my head like, "Oh, I don't hate the song,"
TikTok.
is because that guy that repossesses people's car, the guy that be like,
Oh
dancing
yeah, that shit was funny. Yeah.
That's why I like the song so much. Cause I'm like, oh, this beat really goes with him,
Yeah.
like embarrassing.
What I will say too, TikTok does do it, like you said. But also like, once you catch one, you catch one. And like he was on Summer Jam performing. His video looks like he is back wherever the fuck he was prior to all this fuck shit. Look like they spent money in the video. The Jabberwock was in this shit again. Like it was almost the same as the first video he put out, where like everybody was dancing, blah blah. Same shit. But like I think, I think like in music, once you catch another one, niggas will forget the shit that you did. And I hate to say it.
I think the thing is with that song is like it doesn't sound like him to me personally. If that's,
It doesn't sound like him.
it doesn't sound like him to me.
Who it sound like?
It sounded like The Weeknd. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, Tory Lanez. Go back to Tory Lanez. Sorry,
And
sorry.
you also like, especially on TikTok, you can manipulate. You can make things go fast. You can make things go slow. You make things sound like not the person, and it's just like, yeah, I'm like, okay, blah blah. A lot of like couples have been using that song to like do little videos, all that other stuff, and I was just like, oh, this is a good song, but never in a fucking like million years would I have thought it was Tory Lanez singing on that shit.
But then,
now
hold
that
on.
people know, they can cancel it.
I have a question for you.
What?
So if you like the song,
Huh?
if you like the song, right? But you like the fucking song, who the fuck cares if it's
I didn't like it because I didn't go out of my way to listen to it.
I'm
I
not
was
saying you
just
did,
like,
I'm not
"Ooh."
saying, but I'm saying if you like the song, you like, not if you know it's Tory Lanez, we off it. But you like the song though. Why does it matter if it's Tory Lanez? That don't mean you support Tory Lanez the person or what the fuck you
I don't give a
did.
fuck how good his music is. I
So
will not.
you can't separate it. It's like it's a clip for everything.
Out of respect for Megan Thee Stallion, my president, yeah.
I agree though. I haven't listened to this nigga since the shooting happened. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not touched Tory Lanez music since that shooting happened.
Yeah.
So shout out to him though. Apparently,
Speaking of Megan Thee Stallion, I want to bring something. To
let's bring to her dating this man.
Yes.
And leaving.
Yes.
Yo, I'm not fucking with it. And I'm ready to talk about it.
I just think the
I'm not
thing
fucking with
is, if you can't handle a bad bitch, then get out the kitchen.
You can't handle what? Y'all were just talking about old couple goals. We love party. Look how he picking her up. Blah blah blah. Look at this.
Apparently,
And
they stopped dating because apparently like, well, somebody said like, oh, the minute
somebody said.
I saw on Twitter. Somebody was like, oh, the minute I heard Megan say that like, oh, the things coming up on the trial were embarrassing party, kind of like just because she got involved with two men, I guess. I don't fucking know.
What if there's overlap? What if there's overlap and you just fucking with her at the time?
Well,
It don't matter?
Were they official?
It don't matter?
Were they official? No.
Yo, I think, imagine this. Let's put ourselves in this realm right now of partisan. Fontaine, is that his name?
You have something on your hat.
What's on my head? Appreciate you. Think about this. Your girl is going through a lot. You feel me? This happened. She's going through trial, blah, blah. Niggas talking bad about her. Tory Lanez saying, baby saying whatever. Party 10 toes down, stuck by her. Watch your mouth. Feel me? The baby is out here
barely did
The baby
anything.
out here shooting niggas. But I'm still 10 toes down. And now it's peace? That shit is crazy. Because this soccer player just found outside somewhere. And I don't want to say that because they're not like saying it together.
My bitch looks good with her new fucking hair and stuff. She looks
That shit
good
is crazy.
as hell.
I feel like that's, come on, yo.
Not you taking it personally, like you fucking
like,
bitch.
damn, why you do this to my
No,
guy?
absolutely. If you're not gonna support me 100%, then you can get the fuck out of here, and I'll find somebody else that will.
That's true.
The fact that Tory Lanez still had legs at the end of the day after he shot me, and you're my boyfriend, she should have left him then and there.
How you know he ain't put hands on Tory?
I don't think he did.
How you know?
And Tory is like 5'2", something
Tory
he can swing around.
Tory be fighting though. Tory's
give a fuck.
like the Tasmanian devil.
Like, I'm not a violent person,
It sound like you
and
are.
I don't condone violence, but a nigga shot me. Somebody shot me. shot me.
That's true.
And it's constantly putting dirt on my name, and you can't fucking do something. That's.
I feel like we talking like we know what we don't know.
I'm gonna be there,
I
but
feel
I'm
like we
gonna
talking
be
like we
looking
know
at
what we
you.
don't know.
I'm gonna be looking at your little side. You can't even say you don't know, because I feel like every altercation that was going on with Tory Lanez at that time was hitting the fucking thingy, was hitting the shade room, was hitting the
Everything
bars.
that he was doing.
Yeah, exactly. But if there was an altercation with Party, that definitely would have hit the fucking shade room, and it didn't.
Well, look, I agree with you. If the nigga ain't step up and show out, then I feel that, because women ain't gonna forget that. Women gonna know you ain't stand by him. Women gonna know how you move in that
especially
emotion.
all that trauma that she dealt with the whole situation. Afterwards, like how everybody turned on her, like I don't need more support than that. And I understand her absolutely, completely, that she's like even stepping away from the situation, like stepping away from that industry. I don't want to date a rapper ever again.
What I will say,
I'm dating a fucking soccer player.
What I will say though, we saw 2 pictures. The only pictures we saw from that wedding, they might not even be fucking. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? You know?
They were from 2 different days, babe.
All right, what that mean? What that mean? What that mean? The nigga's also signed to Rock Nation as a fucking soccer player. So what does that mean?
They probably met at a fucking.
This could be a all type of thing. We're gonna put these 2 together and try to now fix public perception, because public perception is reality. But who knows? Party, support my brother. Support you, my brother.
He wasn't really even out here dropping music or nothing. Party Montana.
He writing all this shit for Cardi, so he is dropping. Was she mad about that? She mad I ain't writing for you because you fell off? Because you fell off?
Stay bringing a woman down. What Brandon gonna do is put his foot out.
We gonna be honest. We gonna be honest here. And we got a lot to be honest about. And let's wake it up then. Let's wake up what's going on in the world today.
I feel like sometimes these men in the industry just don't know how to move, like around women. I feel like a lot of rappers feel like because they're rappers and they're a certain caliber, the women that come around them are just like, ready for the taking or something like that. Like they're gonna bop them over the head and drag them to a room and just go and do whatever they want.
That's excessive.
I know it's excessive, but I feel like, I don't know if you've listened to, first of all, there was an incident with Sukihana, 2 separate incidents with Sukihana. Sukihana, bless her, she is funny as fuck to me. Her music is ridiculous, but she's always talking about the most, like she's always very sexual, all this other stuff. That's just her brand. She'll talk openly about it, blah, blah, blah. But never has she been disrespected like she was these last two situations. Stop. There was a situation, stop it. There was a situation with YK Osiris and another situation with...
I don't know the guy's name, but it was on Candy's
she was on
radio
podcast.
show. That's Candy's co-host.
I've never, seen a situation where she's been treated like this, but I was just like, oh, this is fucked up. Because I'll be honest, Sukihana is sexual, but I feel like she's sexual in a funny way, like... It's almost like too much for people, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's what I said, blah blah." And it's just whatever. I've always thought of Sukihana's thing to be more of a funny thing. Like I don't think she's dead ass asking to fuck anybody or telling people she's gonna fuck them, all this other stuff. Like she just knows that people are always taken aback by it. But she was, I think, judging. What was the thing? Was the basketball thing?
So yeah, it looked like it was like some league. They were on like a panel. It looks like, and I'm pretty sure there was cameras there. Because it seems like they were doing some shit. They showed something else recently from that too, about somebody else wilding out. They had to like throw them up the thing. But yeah, that was the stage.
Okay, so YK Osiris comes up behind her, grabs her by the face, and tries to force a kiss on her multiple times.
Yeah, twice.
And it's just funny. Like the men that were also sitting at the table were just looking like. Not wanting to do anything, all this other stuff, which I think is just crazy. What are you giggling about over there?
Now I want you to get it all out. Not wanting. How you gonna speak to what somebody wanted to do?
They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. It's nothing about wanting. They did not doing anything.
Okay.
They did not doing anything.
All right.
They didn't do anything.
Let's wake it up then. Let's wake it up.
And I just think it's kind of fucked up. I feel like some men see some women and just assume like, no, this is the type of shit this bitch puts out. she deserves it type shit. I'm not saying that that's what they were thinking, but that's the vibe I'm
No,
getting.
I feel like that's what this kid was thinking.
Yeah, first of all, why can't Osiris should be put somewhere? Like, he's just always doing stupid shit.
Oh, yeah.
But let's not call it stupid. Like, he knew what the fuck he was doing, and it's sexual assault.
No, it's stupid shit. Like, you do stupid shit.
Sexual assault.
The thing is, it's like, the stories, alright. Oh, yes, okay. I can't wait to speak now about the situation. So, what I know of this man, YK Osiris, is that, remember he went on video, it was like, oh, nobody wants to be my friend, blah, blah. He would be running behind Drake, he in Drake house.
With
Drake,
good reason.
Drake making him sing and shit like that. Like, you just a lame nigga. You just a lame nigga, feel me? And lame niggas do lame shit. The problem I had with this video when I watched it, right? I guess, like, she was saying some shit, like singing his song or something, whatever, right? He goes to Lil Duval, grabs his shoulder and says something to his ear. So I don't know if he's like, yo, I'm about to watch something, right? He then proceeds to try to kiss this woman, right? And this is where I'm like, damn. I'm assuming they're on camera, so they're on this show. Because a lot of people was like, well, she didn't say blah, blah, blah. What the fuck do you want her to say? Like, she's trying to keep professional. You can visibly see that she's uncomfortable. She's like, what the fuck just happened? I also felt like these niggas either was like, oh, like they homies or something, or like, okay, what the fuck? I don't think any of them knew what to do in this situation.
Yeah.
I think, like, Funny Marco, looking at his face, he was just like, what the hell? She was obviously uncomfortable, didn't know what to say, didn't know how to handle it, but she's on camera, so she's trying to keep a good face. The nigga did it twice. I think someone could have been like, yo, you wild, to say something to him. But I do think niggas ain't know what to do.
Yeah.
I think the bigger problem is that why niggas thinking shit like that's okay?
Yeah.
And you kind of mentioned just a while ago where it's like, oh, her brand is a certain thing. I'm not gonna say it's like a funny thing because she do be fucking. She got her OnlyFans, a lot of shit.
Yeah, of course.
But that don't mean she wanna fuck you.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those things where like, oh, because you be saying all this, and the guy on that radio show said that he was like, nah, you be talking, I wanna blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, she can say that, but that don't got nothing to do with you. And I think that's so crazy that men really do be on some shit like, oh yeah, this is the bitch that be talking about wild wine. I gotta see about this. And I don't mean...
I could just imagine that guy on the radio show talking about like, oh, I'm about to test her gangsters.
But hold on about that radio show. Because you got a lot of energy for these niggas who ain't do shit. Candy ain't do shit either. This nigga talking about, oh, I want to eat your pussy, I'm gonna eat that ass, I'm gonna go over here, showing her a picture of his dick and shit. She was uncomfortable then too, to me. But Shorty ain't saying nothing to stop.
You know what's so crazy? Like, you really thought you had your little gotcha moment.
Nah, I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question.
But no, I genuinely don't feel like a lot of women are for women a lot of the times. And Candy showed her ass all the time on fucking Real Housewives anyways. I do not fuck with anybody that doesn't come to a woman's aid in situations like that. Like,
I'm about to play devil's advocate.
And I'm stop. And I'm gonna say that the like you were saying like, oh well, a lot of her things is jokey. You said you don't find her shit funny because she do be fucking. Absolutely. If that's how she's getting her fucking money, fucking on OnlyFans. Because for the longest time she was fucking her baby daddy. They're not together anymore. I don't even think she has an OnlyFans anymore. Yeah. But she was out here fucking, but she was fucking with her man
and I don't got
that she has hella kids with, and has nothing to do with anybody else. Anybody could talk about all the sex that they want to have in front of you, on TV, on the radio, on a song. That doesn't mean that they're asking for anybody to fuck them.
It's not consent.
Yeah, like, it's not, I'm not inviting you to put anything in me. Like, I think for the longest she was only fucking with that one guy. I just don't understand how men...
the thing is, it don't matter who... She could have been fucking 10 niggas.
10 dudes.
YK Osiris, it don't matter. It don't matter. That don't mean you go kiss a bitch if she not on that.
See, this is why I'm gonna,
Ooh, hold on.
I'm not super, like, against guns. I think women should have them. I think we should shoot first, ask questions later.
All right, maybe not. But I think I am ready to play devil's advocate and advance the conversation.
Devil's advocate is crazy.
And also advance the conversation. I don't give a fuck.
Ladies, pay attention.
We just gotta also think about this. I think, like, all right, if you were on the panel, cameras are live. You don't know these two people's like relationship, nothing. What do you do in that situation?
I'll be honest. I'd probably also be like, "What the fuck?" I feel like I'd ask her like, "Did y'all plan that or something?"
Yeah.
Type shit.
But I think to shoot them some bail though, because I feel like I'm not shooting this nigga no bail because this nigga You gotta know better to do shit
consistently a
like
fucking
that. But
weirdo.
I can't understand these niggas not
Like,
knowing how
being
to
like,
handle
what
it,
the
being
fuck
like,
you
what the
doing?
fuck is this nigga doing? Maybe after the fact being like, yo, man, what the fuck was that? But you're on camera, you might not want to, you know, whatever. In her case, this thing is also an artist. She got a song out. She's working her music. She's on a fucking press run damn near. She might not want to do some shit, and now he got connections, and now it's gonna fuck her shit up. It could have been a lot of things, but a lot of times, like in those situations, and I think she even tweeted that shit. Women be on some shit like, you know, however you respond to that. If you clam up, you clam up. If you start laughing, you laughing. That don't mean that she's having a fucking good time because the bitch is laughing. And I feel like niggas be acting like they just kind of pay attention to what they can say to defend the actions they do. Where he could be like, well, she didn't tell me to stop. She didn't say this. And I was supposed to make it okay that you did that. And I just feel like it was hard for me to watch. 'Cause I'm like, this bitch is clearly not having a good time right now. But nobody's either looking at it that way or thinking this was a problem. 'Cause I know he didn't think it was a problem.
I think,
And that's the problem. And that's the fucking problem.
I think the problem with a lot of men is, like,
Some.
they don't know how to read a room. They don't know how to tell when someone's clearly, visibly uncomfortable. Like, are you guys not uncomfortable with each other or something? Like, is there nothing you could, like, look inside, like, look, or, you know what the thing is? A lot of men lack empathy. A lot of men cannot relate to other people's emotions. And that's not, you know, that's not something, you know, maybe it's not your fault, you know? That's how men were raised. That's how all men are raised. Men are raised to be like, you know what? Check on the next person. You know, feel what they're feeling, stuff like that.
I'm
like
not gonna subscribe to that. I think I'm subscribing to something way worse. I think it's more about how men view women.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of men don't view much value in women. And I think in this case, based on the things that we heard about her or she speaks about or things like that, he's looking at her a certain way and thought he could get that off. And I feel like that's where the problem is, because like, and that kind of goes back to your empathy thing, where it's like you gotta understand that we are all people, and like I could give a fuck what I'm doing. I could do some shit every day. If we doing something for work today and I'm not on that, I'm not on that. And you can't make me be on that. So I think even seeing his little stupid ass smirk when he walked off, he ain't think nothing was wrong with that. A lot of people were talking about how he even got up there. What about the play? It's like, well, blah. It's an artist. He came up. He thought that's what he needed to do. And I feel like it's fucked up for her because I don't know if many people are coming to stand up for her. I haven't seen none of that. Like
all I saw was Meek Mill's dumbass tweets.
And then to Meek.
Sorry, I don't know that
ma'am.
one.
To Meek Mill. And I don't know what his connection with this kid is, but it seemed like he got a connection with this kid.
I mean, two
where he's
dumbasses,
like,
of
yo,
course.
give him some grace, don't kill him.
Meek Mill, every time he opens every time he drops a tweet, I'm just like, there's no way this man can read.
I love it though. I love it. I love when he says stupid shit.
He's an idiot, like dumb. Like I fear for the women around him. He's dumb.
But the thing is, it's almost like he thought he was saying something like profound though. And I feel like that goes back to it too. Like his thing is like, yo, he's young. Think about him. But why is none of that thinking about her?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of like the mindset that men have, where it's like, it's not about y'all type shit. You feel me? And I think that's fucked up. But you're right, sexual assault. How do you think this should be handled?
I think he should get killed.
Okay, not eye for
I'm
an eye.
kidding.
Not eye for an eye.
It's not that. I just feel like there should just be
Repercussions.
deeper repercussions for shit like this, because it's gonna keep happening because men just don't respect or care for women. And it's just like, and it sucks to me because I feel like women care for men so much.
Yeah.
And it's just like, should just not be the case. And this brings me back to that conversation I had. Like, women need to be more selfish about themselves and their bodies and their time, their fucking spaces, because you're never gonna get shit in return. You know the idiots in your fucking area.
Yeah.
You know the dumbasses around. Just steer
Well,
clear.
that's not even true either.
That is
you
true.
don't know.
You never know. You never
You
fucking
don't know because
It'll be the last person.
acting. Niggas will come around and be, yo, no, you cool, oh my god, blah, 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 and be fucking like nasty niggas, which is one of the greatest compliments I get. Is creating a safe space for them.
Oh,
you know, not making you sick.
No,
damn.
that's just like the thing for me. It's just like I personally and I say this, I feel like every 3 podcasts, I do not
fuck with men.
I do not like men. I don't like men as friends. Except for you, obviously.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine.
There's not many men that I could be like, oh, you know what? I feel cool around them. Like, I feel safe around them. Like, I like the conversation I'm having. Like, it's thinking. Like, I feel like I can see a lot of the times how men are just, they're pandering.
Yeah.
Trying to be around some bad bitches, you know, trying to see what they can catch.
Yeah, I'm really into what? I respect women a lot.
I feel like I feel
this.
like you can always tell when a man is being genuine, but I feel like a lot of times you can always tell when
I
they're
think
just
people
being,
can't. Oh, I thought you meant.
I mean, personally, but I feel like I'm also I just steer clear of men because I'd never have a conversation where I'm just like, oh my god, this was such a fun conversation outside of my friendship with Brandon, honestly, and not to gas him up. He needs to.
That's not true because
I'm just a very antisocial girl.
Conversations. Don't do that. You have some good conversations.
I've definitely met some men in my lifetime that I'm like, oh, you know, I fuck with you, and
but they're not the god.
And I do know a lot of guys that are like that I would feel safe around. They're good people. I'm not saying it's all of them, but I'm just saying like we need to be more discerning about who those guys are because you don't want to put yourself in those situations.
And another thing is when you realize that somebody is a certain way. Sorry.
I also don't want to because I feel like what I was saying seemed like I was putting a lot of blame on women. Like, oh, figure out who the fuck is around you. Like, make sure that's not what I meant at all. But you know what? Like, I'm just saying like be more selfish about who the fuck you bring around yourself.
Yeah, clear that one up. Clear that one before you get canceled.
That's what I'm saying, because you never fucking know, and you want to be safe, and you want to take care of yourself.
You never know, but
because these men aren't doing it for. Sorry, because these men aren't doing it for you, so you got to do it for your fucking.
I think once people show you who they are, you believe that. But also, men, like you guys, you can't just be standing by niggas because that's your friend. Jack Harlow told you, he went back home in that video and gang. This guy's a pedophile. This guy did that. He said, who? We grew up with him. But guess what? Now we can't stand by you. We can't stand by you for that. And I think in certain situations when men do stupid shit, that might be a man, it might be your friend. You gotta check them. You gotta hold people accountable because they're just gonna keep doing it. And then it gets messy because now if you have mutual friends, they do it to one of your. What if that's your sister? What if that was your sister on that panel and the nigga just walked up into that to her? You wouldn't be fucking with that. So I think sometimes we gotta put ourselves in certain people's shoes to like understand, but also we gotta hold niggas accountable.
Yeah. Also, just respect women outside of the basis that they could be your mom or your sister, or your.
No
wife.
one's just saying to respect that,
no,
but you have to understand like a lot of people don't feel connected to things, so they don't care. But the thing is, it's like you might not be connected to it, but if you were, you would care. So you gotta start like thinking about everything in totality. Like you can't just be letting shit happen because it don't got nothing to do with you. That's what I'm saying.
But that's crazy to not respect something just because you're not connected to it.
All right, let's think about this then. Let's change the scenario because now you're gonna act like you think you care about everything because you don't. Let's say
care about people.
You don't care about everything.
I care about people.
Oh, we don't care about people.
And I'm very respectful.
We don't care about people.
I'm respectful to people, their spaces.
I can't.
Go ahead, say it.
I'm gonna let you out.
Go ahead, say it. What were you gonna say?
Because I know you. We know each other. We be shitting on people. We don't gotta do this.
Okay.
We don't gotta do this.
Be shitting
because
on people.
You don't gotta put this cape on for them. We already established that we standing for. You don't gotta. Well, you shouldn't be looking like it's your mother. We good. We good. And another thing, we good. We got it. I think you made your point. We standing up for women. I got you. We got it. Okay. You overcompensating right now.
Delete about the 10 last minutes off of this.
Damn, son. Trying to. And another thing. Men need to lose their fucking nuts. But prayers to everyone involved. Shout out to
absolutely. Shout out to the women. Shout out
I
to
hope something changes at some point. I'm not really. I wanted to touch on the Conor McGregor shit and the shit from the guy from Black Panther, but I just don't feel like there's enough in that. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, I just feel like we don't know enough for those situations.
But when we do, guess what? We bring you to the fire too, my boy.
And you know, I will say though, like the Tenochtitlan, I don't know if it's Tenoch.
That was cute though.
Or Tenochtitlan. Like that really upset me because, well,
we can't have nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, she only just said one sentence. She literally just said like, "Oh, he's a sexual predator or some shit." So he defended himself. He's like, "There's no basis to that statement. Like, you're just saying that."
Yeah.
And the thing with Tenor Puerta, I don't know how to fucking say his name, but the thing with him is he's just very open about dark-skinned Mexicans and like dark-skinned people in general, like just black people, how darker people are always treated worse in society and stuff like that, and especially in Mexico. In Mexico, like the telenovelas, all the popular things are all white Mexicans. Where in Mexico, you know, there's dark-skinned Mexicans. And he really talks about that like openly and aggressively and just like in everybody's faces and like all types of reputable fucking news. Like he's always repping his shit. So
now he's taking advantage.
I'm just almost like,
crazy.
Is it more of like, because, okay, so I'm not caping for him.
We caping for him?
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Stop.
I thought he was going somewhere else.
Is it more of a thing where it's just like maybe there's something against him where they're like trying to shut his ass up or like create a situation, or did something actually happen? I'm waiting for more news to come out, obviously, but it just seems like something that was just thrown out because it's literally the news article that I saw was literally like not even 30 words.
More will be revealed.
Yeah, so once that comes out, because absolutely not. Like, I wouldn't want that to be the case for him, but I feel like as of late, I've been more surprised by the amount of accusations for these actors that you like literally look up to and you're like,
you just said don't be surprised by men. You just said men are capable of all this shit. So
yeah,
why
that's
are
what
you
I'm
surprised?
saying. But
Why are you surprised then? Oh, it's only us, the low level men that don't got it. I would say I thought where you was taking that is like maybe him doing all these things and standing up for this is a cover up for who you really are. For who you really are.
But you never know, and it sucks because it's like you want to think men are good people, and then it's just like the more you know men, the more you're just like,
yeah.
Like let's say for example, the other day I had the other day I had what's it called? Like every third Saturday they come and knock and it's the fumigator. Most of the times I'm really like scared to open the door for the fumigator, but this time I'm like, girl,
we gotta fumigate.
And he came in and it's just, but you know how dangerous it is to just have like a grown man in your house, like door closed. He could just turn on me whenever the fuck he wants to. Yeah. He was really nice though, and he was in and out in like 5 minutes. He complimented my nails and I was like,
sir,
get out.
Eyes up.
But yeah, he was really nice. He did his thing really fast, but it's just like living alone as a woman, you just never fucking know, and you gotta be really careful about shit like that. I remember when they sent the plumber to like fix my clogged sink. That motherfucker came at 8 p.m. Why are you here so late? And why are you asking me questions that have nothing to do with the plumbing you have to do?
Yeah, for sure.
I had to pretend I had a man over that was coming soon. I was talking to my mom. I was like, yeah, he's almost home, which I did not have one. But, you know, you have to talk about these things loudly so men know, like, oh, I got to go. There's a guy coming in 5 minutes or something.
Yep. More things took place. Okay. More things took place as well. But interestingly enough, a lot of people on Twitter didn't think this one was a problem. So Shaquille O'Neal, we had someone come on the scene, the Home Depot girl, who was fine as fuck. Let's say call it spade a spade. Shorty bad. Feel me? Shorty bad. She got a little popular. She went viral. Shaq slid in the DMs. Shaquille O'Neal slid in the DMs, right? Building her up, telling her, don't listen to those negative comments, girl, and tell your little boyfriends, I said hello.
Oh, Jesus.
She kept it sweet in there. She was like, oh my God, thank Shaq. She posted the DMs, right? Whatever. Still then, Shaq took it upon himself to go to Home Depot. He was buying Abuela's washing machines and dryers. He put out a little video of him rapping. It was hard, though. It was hard. But he said I'm looking for somebody. Which is fucking creepy. But all of y'all was like, this is cute. It's Shaquille O'Neal. Wow. This is cute. So I'm just like, we got to stop moving the goalposts. Because I thought that shit was weird. Why are you looking for this little ass girl?
That shit is weird. First of all, that girl got harassed so fucking aggressively on Twitter. They found her house, they found her address, they found where she worked. She had to fucking leave the fucking city she lived in. You know how fucking crazy that is? Men can never relax. Y'all can never relax.
I agree with you. But
like that shit is so crazy.
I'm gonna hold the button.
Stop. And that shit is
but
so
I have
crazy.
a butt.
And it wasn't until she got up on Twitter with like a dress down to her ankles and a Bible. And she's like, you know what? Y'all didn't know this about me.
No,
but
she been saying this whole time. She said Jesus is gonna find a way.
And somebody retweeted it like, oh, that's all you needed to say, blah, blah. And they were out of there. I'm just like, yo.
Nah, the thing is, which I thought was interesting. I'm about to switch up the whole scheme right now. I'm about to switch the whole thing up. Because she's also a content creator, right? She makes content. She she does a lot of things.
So you're saying she deserves it because of that?
Did I say that? That's for like, what I think, because, and then she was also like, yo, she was upset she ain't get no brand deals off of it. Which is fine. You got the attention. Why not try to monetize it? But if we're trying to monetize, I'm going to make some jokes now. You got a nigga in your DMs who can monetize your life. Shaq is there. Shaq is there.
Nobody wants to fuck Shaq.
She don't gotta fuck Shaq. Shaq can help anything.
A conversation.
Shaq can help anything she got.
You think that's what Shaq wants?
It don't matter what Shaq want. It don't matter what Shaq want. I feel like, yo, the way she deaded the DM quick. She deaded it. Yo, me? Put me in that position. I'm like, we gonna talk, yo, Shaq. Shaq, by the way, look.
Fucking DMs talking about.
Yo, yes. Vivica, watch this podcast. We've been working on buying a few things. If you don't want to help me out, like, what we talking about? I'm spinning niggas, but more power to her. I hate that y'all did that to her. She lost her job.
Absolutely.
She had to move.
There's nothing funny
but maybe
about
it's time for her to move. Maybe it's time for her to move. Move to a big city. And start spinning these niggas. Spin these niggas.
That shit is god awful.
Leah, you start spinning these niggas. And stop playing. It's your braids. Shut up. That Silky Honor shit was too serious. I'm ready to joke now. I'm sorry. I'm finna joke about everything now. I'm not doing nothing else.
I mean, there's something that was kind of funny. Fucking Cocaine Bear, Jocelyn Hernandez, just beating the shit out of everybody in that fucking video.
The cameraman got scared. There was a point he looked at, he was like, oh shit. She beat the brakes off that girl though.
And then proceeded to try to fight everybody else around her.
What I will say though, hold on before I make more jokes. We gotta step in when you seeing Shorty going through that. Like, she was beating the brakes off this girl. And I also don't like, I don't know who these big niggas was, but they also was putting hands on people. Remember?
That was her husband.
Yeah?
Yeah, he be beating bitches with it.
Remember she was hitting niggas, she smacked the little white girl threw a drink. The nigga snuffed the white girl. He snuffed the bitch. I was like, whoa, this is going even more
First
left.
of all, Jocelyn, you do not have that much money for all these people that are about to sue your ass. There's no fucking way.
Giving jail time.
Because Jesus Christ. And I feel like she's been terrorizing mad different spaces at this. Yeah. Jocelyn's Cabaret is just her harassing women for like 10 episodes
I heard
straight.
Big Lex was on that show. And they
the one that got her ass beat.
Yeah, titties out and all that. The cameraman was like, man, get Jocelyn out of it. You gotta get her off. Who are you with? Big Lex, who are you with? She got
into a fight with Amber Rose on the College Hill show as well. But a lot of people were defending her because they were like, Amber attacked her.
Let's talk about that fight though.
What was the fight about?
So what sparked that was Amber Rose was in her biracial bag, talking about the trials and tribulations that biracial people go through. And Jocelyn was just on some shit like, look, you only have a problem because you want to be viewed as a white woman. Don't think that's fair to say to anyone, but I think that triggered a little something. So Amber got defensive, you feel me? I think she was trying to imply that a lot of times when Amber is like defending certain things or talking about her struggles, whatever, it kind of is always leading to that Caucasian side of things.
Yeah.
So I think Jocelyn was speaking her mind because she's gonna speak her fucking mind, and that erupted. They didn't show us the fight, thank God, because I'd hate to see Amber Rose go through what that girl went through. But Jocelyn,
she beat her ass.
If they actually fought, then yeah. But Jocelyn gotta chill out, because you're right, she can't afford all this.
Yeah, and she got expelled from College Hill. She's not
expelled. That's an actual school,
yeah,
which is crazy to me.
FSU, and then like they actually do the
FSU, the basketball, which shorty?
Was it FSU? I'm not
That's
sure.
That's not the thing she.
I think it's LSU then. Louisiana State University. Wait, I think LSU was the one with the basketball
what's FSU?
players.
Isn't that Florida State University?
No, I think we are talking about LSU.
We ain't never been to college, y'all. Well, I haven't.
I've been there and I've hated it.
And I'm still enrolled.
But I am going to go back, I think.
Oh my God, cool.
Just to be a teacher, though.
Wow. That's pretty dope. What happened?
Don't be mean to me.
I'm not. I said that's pretty dope.
Yeah, no, I've been talking about this for a minute though, but I need to actually get. You know what I did do? You know what I wanted to talk about on this podcast?
What's up?
Financial stuff.
Mm.
I just moved half my money, well not half, like a quarter of it, to high yield savings account, which means like it's gonna accrue money.
Okay.
Not a lot, but like enough that it's just like okay. I also put it on my direct deposit, so money goes from like directly from my paycheck to that. I'm just like, look at me doing grown woman things, and I'm gonna open a fucking Roth IRA. I don't really know how to work it.
TikTok will teach you.
My coworker was telling me about it, and he was telling me like he has TD Ameritrade and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna open it there, and then I'm gonna start forcing my parents to do the thing, or handle it for them, because I'm just like, y'all should have more savings than this, and you guys should. My parents don't have retirement accounts. Like that's a problem for me. I need them to have something because. And you know what's so crazy? I feel like the older I get, the more I'm taking care of my parents.
Yeah, and you don't want to do
I
that.
don't like it.
Oh, she's giving a home.
But I do want them to be taken care of, like when they're older. Like I want them to have something to fall on. So, but I feel like the older I get, the more I'm just like, yeah, I want to be around my parents all the time. Can't wait to build these houses right next to each other.
Look at how the world revolves. Huh?
They do get on my fucking nerves though. Last night I had to go drop them off at a concert because I didn't know how to transfer the tickets to them in a way that they would understand. So I had to go all the way to fucking 34th Street, Madison Square Garden, scan the tickets, and then take my ass home.
Wait, who was performing?
Ricardo Arjonas, which is like this really big Spanish artist.
Never heard of him.
Mad Dominicans in that bitch, and I'm like, that's so funny because Ricardo's like a Mexican artist, but I was just like,
wow, yeah. Oh my god. And guys, that's the episode. I'm sorry. No,
he's so rude.
We don't care. I'm sorry, we don't care. We don't care about it.
I care about it. I love my parents.
Shout out to your parents. And that's another episode in the books, guys. Let's talk about this kindly episode 26. 26. We're in the next, what's 25 years? The next what? Quarter of a century.
We're past.
We're like in our second quarter.
Yeah.
Leaning to the half of a century.
We'll have another 25 by the end of the year. How does that work?
All right.
Wait, no, kind of.
Bye.